So I'm actually editing this video right now, and I noticed a couple mistakes that I made on the speeds. The EFXtra did not hit 144. Spoiler alert, it was 141. So the Havok actually did have the highest speed of the day at 142. That 1 mile an hour, hey, the math is math, and one better. 142 was better than 141. But anyway, it was not 144. So I said it like 18 times through there. Just ignore that. Sorry. And yo, this is a pretty long video, but you could see the time when you clicked it. Like, you knew this was a 40-something, 50-something minute video now before you clicked it. So buckle up, get you some snacks. Check it out, y'all. So we got these things with me right here. These 3 little pylon racers, some speed. And look who I brought. Don't you look so pretty and cozy? In this little purple, what is this thing, blanket hoodie thing?
You got it for me.
I forget what it's called, but she's right, I did get it. I forget. I don't know if it was the Snuggie. I don't think it was the Snuggie brand. Y'all found it on Amazon, I'll be honest. Anyway, we're gonna get these. We're gonna do a little tip-to-tip comparison of all 3 of these. We're gonna start with the EFXtra because I've had that one the longest. We're gonna go V900 and then the Havok. This was actually a Valentine's gift from that one right there. Some of y'all say it's a trap. That's yet to be seen. What do y'all think? Was it a diabolical trick? What do y'all think? Let me know in the comments. But let's quit yapping here. So since it's cloudy, this is like kind of perfect to get these in the air. Throw this on my noggin. I have a type. So we're gonna do a little yapping about these. Battery compartment. Spoiler alert, I've had to modify all 3 of them. We're going battery compartment, ease of launch, ease of landing. I am going to put my GNSS tracker in there to see what speeds we get. That's the fastest, spoiler alert. But I'm going to go ahead and do that. Just because people want to see how fast they go. But I'm going to do a 3-minute flight with each one, see what the battery is looking like, and try to keep the flights similar. So I'm going to do like a couple slow passes so you can see some slow passes, a couple fast passes, vertical, and just gonna fly them around, keep a similar style. Anywho, I'm gonna quit yapping, get these in the air. So test number 1. So I'm gonna do this with each one, and hopefully this is in frame. If not, I'm gonna have to do this again at home. But we're gonna go with the same battery pack for each plane. I got these Z's, these 2200 milliamp hours, 120 C. We know that C rating's bullshit. Anyway, each one of these, like I said, I had to modify the battery compartment. This one's probably I'll be honest, it's my least favorite because, well, I mean, if you look in there, there's not a whole lot of space to put stuff like Velcro, or like some people use like the cabinet liners and all that. And even in the manufacturer's video, they have you put the battery in all the way forward, of course, and then you actually use the wires and everything to hold it still against all this. I don't like that. You can see that I did change the battery strap. I've done that with all 3, but we're talking about this one right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw this one in, get it in the air. But y'all get to see how I have to load this one up, and y'all can see why I complain about it. I forgot, you got to do it this way first. You got to throw this through the loop a little bit first. Y'all gonna see me struggle. Fiddlesticks. There we go. So you want that partially looped to start. Otherwise, good luck. There we go. And this just goes all the way forward. There's no real slide forward, back, this, that, and the other. It's just all the way forward. And then you strap it down. Let's see, I want to slide that over just a little bit more. There we go. And before I plug that in,
safe mode, AS3X mode, motor on, motor off.
There we go.
Low rates, high rates.
All right. And then we're gonna put this tracker in here too. This is the other thing. It does fit. If I have to twist these wires too much, I actually have a different canopy that I can put and Velcro this on. Let's see here. We gotta put that in last. So y'all are seeing my complaints about this battery compartment, if we want to call it that. There we go. Maybe. There we go. And then these. This needs to sit here. Y'all see why I don't like this battery compartment? They don't give you a lot of room for anything. See if we can make that more better. And make sure that's gonna go on there. Yep. There we go. Now, does it bind? There we go. We're gonna fast forward through some of that. Make sure the elevator and rudder aren't, there we go, gonna be hindered. All right, so let's go ahead and turn that tracker on. Flying start. Tracker's tracking. All right, y'all. So let's see, we're gonna start with the EFXtra.
AS3X mode, safe mode.
Make sure it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. There we go.
Motor on.
And of course the wind's gonna change up a little bit. So let's see here if it'll make up its mind.
AS3X mode.
do one with the wind. And we're gliding. Yo, this one's been through hell and back a couple times, so it kind of looks crooked while it's flying because it is crooked. Like, it's actually really impressive that it even flies at all.
Time remaining 1 minute.
And for this one, that 1 minute means let's go ahead and set up to land. Because I actually changed the prop out. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Motor off.
It's always nice to have an audience. All right, so we're gonna go check the speeds. This one I did cut it short. I know I said I was gonna do a 3-minute flight, but I forgot I actually propped up on this one. And the ESC, it can do it, but it doesn't like this prop. But I wanted to give this one the best chance for speed. Yeah, yeah. I don't know if you've actually seen these ones, huh? All right.
I feel like it might have been an abort day when we tried.
Maybe, it might have been. All right, so let's see here. Let's just change this camera angle. Before we do that, I think we'll be able, everybody can see well enough. Stop, read. Jeez, it's the fastest this one's got, 141. Not bad. So 430 feet was the max height on this one. 141 miles an hour. That's actually the fastest speed I've gotten with this one. Dang, okay. This one wanted to play today. So, all right, we're gonna go ahead, check this battery level.
Hawk or eagle, like, what's happening?
Right. No, there was a bald eagle out here. Was it yesterday, day before when I was out flying? Where'd my battery checker go? There we go. So this one, after 2 minutes and what was it, 9 seconds, 36%, 3.8. Yeah, that's actually where you want it to be at the end of your flight. This one, like I said, it's been through hell. It's all been repaired. That's all glued together. This is the one that I really learned how to do, like the hand launches and stuff on pylon racers. It was my first plane without a gyro. It's got one in there now, but like if I hold it out there, I think y'all can see that it is not parallel like it's supposed to be. It's not the truest of planes, but 140 miles an hour when this thing's been repaired with so much glue, like the wings don't come off anymore, the screws are there just for show, like it's all glued together. None of this is removable anymore. Like it's that's how it's gonna be for the rest of his life. But good little test. So let's go on to the V900. All right, V900 time. So this one, I know everybody's like, Black History Month is over, but this is Melanated March. So a little history on this one. This paint scheme, y'all like that, don't you? This is actually painted as a kind of a homage to the Black American heritage flag. This is definitely my favorite paint job of all my planes, and one of my favorite birds. I should be careful saying that before I fly it. But I actually had one of these. My first pylon racer that I ever bought was a used V900, and we're gonna address some of the things that I thought were weird at first, because I did the same thing. But this was the first model that I bought. Crashed it pretty much immediately. Got that for pretty cheap. Practiced on it, and then found this one at a hobby shop, I think in like Pennsylvania. But anyway, y'all ain't here to hear me yap about that. Yes, you are. Check this battery, because this is the one we're going to use. 98% charged. That's 100 around here. We round up. We're going to take this canopy off, and y'all going to see this bullshit battery tray. This battery compartment. If you look closely, there's supposed to be where the strap was. When I first bought one of these, like I said, it was used. I open it up and I'm like, oh man, that knucklehead, he cut the battery strap out of there. Why would you do that? Battery straps are good. And then I obliterated that one. I tore that one up. So once I got this one brand new and I saw the battery strap in there, I'm like, yes, here we go. I get to start fresh with the battery strap. And I tried all of my batteries. Hold on. Y'all, there's a reason everybody cuts the battery straps out of those. Because like, you're gonna see how tight of a fit this is. Like, if you want to put a battery in here and get a proper CG, there's no way a battery strap's gonna fit in there. You can't put buckles or anything. I tried it with the original strap. My previous V900, I even moved everything. I moved the receiver to the back so I could put the batteries up forward, and still, even if I could put a strap there, there's not room for one. So that's my beef with the V900, is there's no room for a battery strap. And this is the recommended size battery from Spectrum or E-Flight. This is not the Spectrum battery, but y'all picking up what I'm putting down. So this one, even though the battery only fits in one spot, we still check the CG for this one, because it can change, and if it does, we don't want that. All right, CG is good. Y'all can see this is not the stock paint scheme. None of mine ever are. All right.
Motor on. Motor off.
There we go. And we're gonna put this tracker in here, flying. There we go. And it just fits. I don't used to, but it just fits right in here. Just barely. There we go. So now, and I put that Velcro strap on there so I can pull it back out. All right.
Motor on.
Motor is off. Oh, move that there. And this isn't an issue if I don't have that tracker in there, so that's why I'm not really complaining too much about the battery wires. Hold on now. Well, we're gonna complain a little bit. There we go. right. All right. Tracker is tracking. There we go. Woo. So this one, they actually give you a little spot to hang on to for an overhand launch. The other two do not. They actually recommend an underhand.
Safe mode.
Make sure it's doing all the things it's supposed to the right way.
Low rates, high rates.
It's in safe mode.
AS3X mode. Safe mode. Motor on.
All right. And this one, all right. I prefer to get it up with a good amount of throttle. Like you mean it.
AS3X mode.
Yeah, this one's definitely my fastest. Oh, come back. Yeah, we were going the wrong way there for a second.
Time remaining 1 minute.
And to be fair, we're gonna set up for a landing with this one now. Woo, still gliding.
30 seconds.
Woo! Top came off, that's fine. All right, we'll still take that one. Yeah, this one carries a lot more speed. We'll just pick that up. I might add a couple magnets to this one. Oh. Excuse me. All right. So let's see what kind of speeds we got with the V900. Y'all, if the EFXtra actually got a faster speed, that'd be a first for this one. We'll see. All right. Let's go ahead and unplug. Stop. Read. Really, 135.
What was the last one?
144 on that one. So that's actually surprising, because this is typically the faster plane. We might have to do a prove it. This just is how this went today. I think I have the 8x10 prop on here too. Yeah. Oh well. See how much is left on that battery. 24%, 3.7s. I actually think the one thing I did do with the EFXtra that I didn't do with the V900 is I went straight up and then did a dive with a lot of throttle on. So this is more of a leveling out and then full throttle, and just a little bit less wind, so it's close enough. So I would say with a 6 mile an hour difference and then significantly less wind on this flight versus that one, that
Pretty similar.
yeah, but that's definitely the fastest that thing has ever gone. I haven't gone over 125 with that one, so it's pretty impressive. But this 135 to 140, 150 for this one is actually normal. All right, so that's it for the V900 on that part of the test. I might fly him again, we'll see. And let's get the Havok. All right, so Havok time. And y'all, right out the gate, watch this, hold on.
Motor off.
That's a better battery compartment overall. But let me talk shit about this one too. So the strap that it came with, I hate the style that it comes with. This has been changed. I actually made this one, cut it from a kit. You can see there's not a whole lot of ground to put anything to keep your batteries from sliding. So I have a little piece of Velcro here, and that's glued and adhered as best as I could get it. Same thing here over the ESC, and then this tray here for your receiver. Plenty of space for batteries though. This will even fit my 3300s and my 60 or my 2200 6S's, but we're not doing that. Anywho, this bug, get off my glasses. Jeez Louise, what do you want? What? What was that? Dang, that might have been a spider, y'all. Ooh. But I said I did change out. This is one thing I've done with this one that I didn't do with the others, is I did change the ESC. I just went from a 70 amp stock ESC to an 80 that I had sitting around on Hobby Wing, and it was just so I could put these 8x8 props on there and not be right at or just above the limits of that ESC. It was pulling like 72 amps on a 70 amp ESC, which is probably fine, but I don't want to do that when I have an 80 sitting around. I learned how to count in Oklahoma, but I mean, I know that 80 is bigger than 70 anything. So let's see here. Let's get this tracker running, flying, start. Let's get this battery in. So same thing, I actually like to start them partially strapped. It does just make it a little easier overall. But this one is a little bit easier than the other, well, the other two. A little bit. So that's on. There we go. The only thing is I do wish that I could get more of the battery on that strap there, but it's secure. There's that, and then this should just fit. There we go. All right, before we plug it in, we're gonna check the CG. I didn't do that on the EFXtra because there's really only one way or one place to put the battery. There's no, if you mess up the CG on that one, that's because you added something to the plane. And there we are. All right.
Motor on. Motor off. Safe mode.
If this one, a 3-position switch.
Manual mode. AS3X mode.
And you can just fold that over there. And this goes right in there, no problem. So this one's the easiest overall to load up and get ready. I did do some mods though. They all have some protection for the bottom, the wing tips, the leading edges and all that. You might have noticed in the Minwax coating. But let's get this one in the air. All right, Havok time. Oh, let me wipe my hands off. And this one I gotta remember, I put it on this switch.
AS3X mode. Safe mode.
And not the A switch. It's on, what's that, B? Yeah. All right, and this one also is an underhand launch. That is one thing I didn't think about when I did the Minwax coat with the stickers and all that. Is when your hands get a little moist, or if there's moisture in the air, it can make these kind of slippery.
Motor on. Low rates. High rates. Manual mode. Safe mode.
All right. We go up to about 75. And then up.
AS3X mode.
Yeah, see, that's the thing that I didn't do with the V900 was keep the throttle up pretty high on one of those dives. But I did do it with now the Havok. And the EFXtra. So the V900 didn't technically get a fair shake on the speed pass, but it is definitely my fastest. But this Havok is real nice. I like it. This one definitely has the best slow flight capability. By far the best slow flight capability. Like, yeah, with the V900 you don't have to be balls to the wall necessarily, but that thing, it wants to fly. Like, and fly pretty fast. EFXtra, kind of similar to this Havok here, where you can kind of glide nice and slow, but the Havok definitely takes the cake for that. We're gonna redo that landing though.
30 seconds.
There we go.
Motor off.
I've noticed that all these, thank you, all these, if you do a little touch and then like let it come back up a little bit and then land it, that little touch will help you slow these down if you're coming in kind of hot, which I have a tendency to do, especially with these belly landers, whether it's EDFs or pylon racers. I have a tendency to come in a little spicy. But dang, y'all, this thing's real nice. Real nice. Let's go see what those speeds did. Funny because the EFXtra had the best overall conditions for the speed pass. Had the wind, I went throttle, like full throttle on the loop and everything for the dive. Didn't do that with the V900. Did a couple good ones with this, so I think both of these will probably get a speed better than what the V900 did, and it's because of how I flew it. So not quite fair. But I've also, the V900 has hit 180 before. These two haven't, so. All right, let's check this out. Unplug, see what the speeds were. Stop, read. 142. Yeah, so I'll just call that difference because I'm not gonna just, I might, but for these, so for the Havok and the EFXtra to get like a 70, at least a 70% throttle going into the dive, and then full throttle before we level out, which I didn't do with the V900. For these to only be what, 6-7 mile an hour faster, that lets you know that V900 is a bad mamma jamma. So pretty much flat and level. This gets us, that gets the same speeds that these two get on juicy dives. Anyway, 142 is really good. The speed record I've got on this one's 155. So now 144 and 180. So even though today the fastest was the EFXtra, given the conditions, Speed King is still the V900. Overall verdict for these three birds. Man, hold on. Hold on. All right, y'all. So that test went pretty well. Y'all, it got warm. I had to lose a layer or two. So did she. Y'all stop. Keep your eyes up. Anyway. Y'all, these actually, they're all pretty similar. They're all pylon racers. They handle actually pretty similarly. Major differences. This one's from Hobby King, so like if you crash it, you can't find any extra parts like at all. Every once in a while, this will be in stock, but it flies wonderfully, even if you beat the hell out of it. Glides pretty slow. Takeoff and landing are really easy. It is actually, even though it had the highest speed today, this is actually my slowest overall of the bunch. V900. This one, the most violent of all of them. Hand launches are actually probably the hardest, and so are landings. Like on landings, it likes to carry on a little bit more speed, because when you think, oh, I'm gliding, I'm good, if you're not under power and you're turning, you might fall out the sky. Ask me how I know. Anywho, this one overall, even though it got the slowest speed today, is actually my fastest bird. Record of 180 miles an hour. Today's record, 144, is its all-time best. But again, all of them, battery compartments, not so great. And this one's actually discontinued. If you search far enough or hard enough, you can find one maybe on Facebook Marketplace that's got some boo-boos on it, some hanger rash. Or you might be lucky like I found this one and find one brand new in box at a local hobby store somewhere. It might not actually be local to you, but it's somebody's local hobby store. That's your best bet. And then this one, the Havok. So this one is the one that you can most likely actually get in stock and some spare parts right now, because again, discontinued and Hobby King. Y'all know exactly what I mean when I say Hobby King. They make great planes, but I ain't gotta explain the rest. So this one from Motion RC, the Skynetic Havok. This was in stock. That's why I got it like a couple weeks ago. Not all the parts right now are in stock, but I mean, right now I don't need any, knock on wood. And Skynetic or Motion RC tends to have things in stock. This one's been available for a while. So if you're getting into pylon racers, good luck finding that one. Good luck getting this one in stock. This one, you'll get 3 different colors. You can get red, you can get yellow, and you can get the original gray. In all honesty, if you can find any of them, they're really good. But I don't recommend the V900 as anybody's first pylon racer. That is definitely the toughest one to hand launch, especially if you're not using safe. Like I use safe on all these today, but I've launched them all except for the Havok. I have not launched that one without safe. I don't know if I even will, because why? But the safe, the hand launch assist is worth it on your hand launchers, your pylon racers, your EDFs, all that. Don't let these old dudes fool you talking about, oh, the gyro, blah 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 blah. Actual jets, actual planes, they have gyros in them. Like the SR-22, the real one. I got to fly one, y'all. It's got self-leveling, all these things. The new ones have auto land, all that stuff. So don't let nobody talk you out of using these gyros, especially on your hand launch. Then you flip it back off and have some fun. But the easiest overall, I mean, it's really kind of a toss-up between the Havok and the EFXtra as far as takeoff, landing. But where the Havok and really the V900 with my current paint scheme on it, but the Havok is definitely the easiest one to see and keep orientation. This one, once it goes flat, it's really tough to see, even with like the lights that I have on there. That's why I have them on. Didn't use them today, but oftentimes in the daytime I would have the lights on so I can still see which way it's facing, where it's oriented. This one, I almost lost orientation. I did kind of for a second lose orientation way over by that bread factory there. But it's so easy to see that it was easy to recover. And this one here just had none of those issues, and it's also the largest. The last little comparison I'm going to point out here, if you look at the wings on each one, so these are that straight leading edge, straight across. These ones are actually swept, and this has a little hybrid. And what's funny is that this one flies like a hybrid of the two. All in all, get which one you can find. That's it. Don't let me tell you what to do. Get what you want, have fun. Just watch my videos, and I'll see you next time.